Hey, have you ever seen amazing pictures and wonder what kind of equipment did they use? The truth is, it's not the equipment, it's the person behind it. And today, I want to talk about the 3 basic settings that every photographer should know in order to get those beautiful pictures: shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. And once you learn them, you're gonna have more control of your camera and the quality of pictures that you get. Whether you are shooting people, architecture, or night scenes, you'll be able to have those great images that you always seen in magazines or other people taking. Photography is my only hobby that I have that I enjoy so much, taking pictures and videos as well. But photography has so much to learn. There are different techniques, different methods that you can take your pictures, you know, lowering yourself, lowering the camera down to the floor, taking the picture up, and there are so many things to do. And in this channel, we're gonna explore all of those different ways of taking pictures at night, traffic, you know, anything that you want and you always wanted. You'll be able, once you master these settings, you'll be able to go out there and be prepared and be ready to shoot. And it's always amazing, always incredible. I have thousands and thousands of pictures that I have taken over time, and I'm always amazed just going back and look at them. And for me, photography is one of the best habits that you can have because there is so much to explore. Your mind is always busy thinking about how the next picture is going to be. Whether you are taking pictures of people, you know, architecture, or night scenes like I already mentioned, or whatever you are, the street photography, all of these things you'll be able to do and to be amazed by what your camera can do. And it's not only the camera, it's the lens as well. Because it doesn't really matter what kind of camera you have. If you have a good lens, then the lens is gonna help you to take those pictures. And the goal for many of us, I mean, the goal that I have in many occasions, not all the time, depending on what kind of pictures I want to take, my goal is to have the perfect settings for that image that I wanna take, and without the need of editing. Whether you are using Lightroom or Photoshop, you know, a lot of people like to take pictures and create amazing sceneries just by changing the colors using one of those programs. But one of the challenges for me, it's always to try to take the picture and without the need of editing that picture, which saves you a lot of time, and you feel proud of yourself knowing that you have taken that picture that didn't need editing. And people are gonna be amazed, and they're gonna ask you, what program did you use to edit that picture? But you'll know that you didn't edit that picture using any program. It's just out of the camera. The way you set up your settings, the way you set up your camera will allow you to take those pictures. And it's always fun. It's a challenge, you know, to take that picture because, you know, there are things that maybe you don't want on your frame, you don't want on your pictures, but are gonna be there. But, you know, just working with your camera, with your lens and the position where you are taking the photo from, all of that is gonna help you to get those beautiful pictures that don't need any editing. But for those who like editing, just like myself, I love to edit pictures as well. But that's one of the things that I wanna challenge myself, to take a picture that doesn't need editing. And for that, you have to wait for the perfect light and everything during the day. You know, the golden hour in the morning when the sun is coming up is one of the best times to take pictures, or in the afternoon when the sun is coming down. You know, pictures of shadows. And if you are in a city like downtown LA, the shadow of the buildings when the sun is going down or when it's coming up in the morning, those are moments to take great pictures as well. So you'll learn all of these things step by step in this channel. So I always love it. But today we're gonna talk about those 3 settings because those are the settings, the foundation that we need to go out and test and then take those amazing pictures. And let's start with shutter speed. Shutter speed is the amount of time that your shutter in the camera stays open to capture light. So a fast shutter speed is gonna freeze the frame. It's gonna freeze a car that is passing by fast. You can shoot at it and capture a clear, crisp image of the car with it. So a fast shutter speed is gonna allow you to freeze a subject that is in motion, freeze it and get a clear picture. And a slow shutter speed is gonna allow you to capture movement. That's when a car is passing by, you take the picture and you see the lines of the car. It's not clear, it's just passing by, and you capture the movement of the car or a bicycle or a bird, whatever it is that you are capturing, maybe the waves or a waterfall. That's when you see those creamy pictures of the waterfalls and it looks amazing, or the ocean, the waves of the ocean with a slow shutter speed. It looks creamy, it looks beautiful. And when you are working with the settings, you have to adjust them accordingly, one and another, to make a good picture. What I mean is the shutter speed, the aperture, and the ISO. They have to be adjusted. Like I was saying, the right settings are gonna get you the perfect picture. And now let's talk about aperture. Aperture is measured in f-stops. For example, this lens allows me to have the minimum f-stop, which is 2.8, and the highest is 22. An f-stop of 2.8 in this lens is gonna allow a lot of light coming into the camera. 2.8 is a wide opening of the lens, allowing a lot of light to come in, and through that allowing you to get those pictures that are blurry on the back. If you are taking pictures of a person, for example, and you want everything blurred on the back, an f-stop of 2.8 or 1.8 is going to allow you to have that beautiful picture with the subject clear and crisp, and everything on the back is going to be blurry. So that's good for weddings. If you want to photograph the couple and you don't want the people around them to be clear, to be shown on the pictures, everything is going to be blurry. So all the people in the back is going to be blurred out, and the couple is going to be nice and crisp. So that's what the aperture 2.8 or 1.8 is going to allow you to do. Now, if you want to get everything on the back, including the subject, then you're going to use a higher aperture like f9, f11 or higher. Then you're going to be able to get everything clear in the picture. And that's how you get those pictures. So the f-stops are very important, and how you set them depending on what kind of picture you want to get. And now let's talk about ISO. ISO controls the sensitivity of your sensor in your camera to light. So in a day like this, in the sun, you should set your camera at 100 ISO, the lowest ISO possible. And at night, you can crank it up to 1600, 3200, depending on how much light you have. But you have to study your camera and see how much ISO your camera can allow you before you get grainy pictures. If you have seen grainy pictures, it's because they use a high ISO that the camera couldn't handle. For example, I have another camera, Rebel T5, that if I crank it up to 1600 ISO, I'm gonna start getting grainy pictures. For that camera, I can use 800 or less at night, so I don't have that issue with my pictures. In this camera, this is a 5D Mark IV, I can crank it up as high as 3200 and I can get good pictures without the graining issue in the picture. But there are pictures that I've seen that are grainy and they look great, depending on what kind of picture. Sometimes grainy is good, sometimes it's not, depending. Usually for people it's not good, but maybe other things like art or pieces of clay, made of clay, things like that, they look even better with grain on the picture. So depending, it's up to you. You have to explore what you want to do. You have to explore for yourself and take pictures and see how good they look. But that depends on the camera. But but don't be alarmed about that. You can use any camera. Most of the time, the lens is the one that makes the cameras great. Because if you have a good lens, then the camera is gonna work good. This 5D Mark IV and the other camera, Rebel T5, they can take the same pictures pretty good. I mean, the different thing on this camera is that this is digital, for example. The other one is not digital. This one I can touch the screen and I can change settings and everything like that. So they have different advantages, but the camera itself is gonna do a great work depending on what kind of lenses you are using. And that's why lenses are expensive, because lenses are the ones that create that magic for you. But all cameras work the same. All the bases of the settings are the same. So we just have to learn to master them. We're gonna take some pictures right now, and we're gonna start with aperture. So you can see, I'm gonna take a picture of my camera, the one that I'm using to record myself, and I'm gonna take a picture, and let me set the camera to the settings that I am talking about. So I don't know if you'll be able to see because of the sun is bright. So if we go to the settings here, you can see all my settings there. I just press this button, I set it up to it's sunny today, f.8, as you can see. We have the f-stops here to 2.8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, all the way to 22. But we're gonna be using 2.8 right now. So let's take a picture of the camera that I'm using, like I already said. And so you can see I have taken the picture right now. It looks blurry. You're gonna see it better on the computer when I work on it. And now we're gonna change the setting to an f-stop of 5. And we're gonna take another picture and see the difference. Now everything on the back starts becoming clear. So now I'm gonna change it to f11, and you'll see the difference again. Now when you change one of these settings, you often have to adjust the other ones as well. So you can compensate. For example, you get a bigger aperture, you change the speed, you change the shutter, and to compensate, and you have to work with it. Then you have to experiment yourself with it. So you have to go out and shoot and try changing the settings for you, for your particular picture that you are taking. So that it's something that you have to not learn it, but just practice it. It's gonna take practice. Practice. You cannot learn this. You cannot learn these settings only. You have to practice with them, because each scene changes depending on what kind of light, how much light, and everything. You have to adjust the 3 settings to make that picture come out nice and clear. So my advice is simple to you. Don't try to memorize this, just practice. Go out there and change and work with your shutter speed and see how the picture looks like. And then if it doesn't look right, change the ISO, change the aperture, and the depth of field, and see your pictures, see how they look. So it's all about practice. So, but it's always fun to make these pictures, always fun to go out there and take pictures of whatever you like to take pictures. I have done street photography, architecture, and just everything, like nature photography, which is my top priority. But here in the city, I'm here in the city of LA. Well, I try to stay local here in the area and practice my photography because I always enjoy it. And remember, the best camera is the one you know how to use. Practice, and soon you're gonna be able to take amazing pictures. And I hope this short explanation helps you to just pick up your camera and start taking pictures. And pretty soon I'm gonna be announcing where we can go out as a group to take photographs of the city. Downtown LA, all those areas are great to take pictures. And because in a group there are different cameras, people bring their own camera, there are different brands of cameras, and you guys can share your pictures, the settings that work best for one camera and the other one. The settings are the same, cameras work differently with each setting, so it's always nice to share with one another how you are taking your pictures and experience all together. It's always fun, I'm telling you, because I always have fun, even just myself going out there and taking pictures. But when we are in a group, it's amazing how much we can learn all together. So I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoy, follow, like the video, and I will see you in the next one.